thanks for organizing this. It's definitely playing the role of making us feel together and feel better. During George's talk, it occurred to me that there's a connection between Jerry's early education, early teachers, and his rejection of selectionism and selectional explanations later on. George mentioned that Jerry was a student of Sidney Morgenbesser's early on, and Sidney is famous for asking a question about evolutionary theory. He asked the question of what explains why, what's the evolutionary explanation of why things that go up come down? And Sidney's explanation was that, well, the things that don't come down aren't with us anymore. So I wanted to say something about Jerry here because it's a gigantic effect on my own life. When I met him at a summer institute that Ned and Jerry organized in Seattle a long time ago. I forget exactly what the order of things were here, but Ernie and I went to the institute. I don't know whether I dragged Ernie or he dragged me or we plotted it together. We had a really great summer, and for me, it was a gigantic eye-opening experience. At this institute, you know, where Zenon and Fred Dretzky and John Searle and Daniel Kahneman and a lot of great people. And the discussion was very lively and wonderful. And I got to know Jerry there, and for some reason I don't understand, he took a liking to me, I think. Because a few years later, he and Ernie plotted to get me out of this southern institution I was then into Rutgers. And this was one of the most life-changing things that have ever happened to me, I think, since being born. And then I came to Rutgers and got to know Jerry, and since we both lived in New York, we'd often come back together on the bus, and we had great times arguing and talking on the bus. And I learned from Jerry that what's really important is the questions that you asked. You know, questions like, why is there anything but physics? Or how did you learn the word carburetor? Or how does cows succeed in referring to cows? These really are good questions, and I very much enjoyed talking to Jerry about them, and I was pretty good at coming up with objections to views Jerry had, but I realized that this wasn't going to be my field, so I decided to find out not why there's anything except physics, but find out why there was physics, so went on to physics. So I changed a bit, but I kept my connection with Jerry, and we taught a couple of seminars together, and I really enjoyed him enormously. And thinking about this meeting, and just imagining Jerry, 2 episodes of my life with him came to my mind. They don't involve, well, one involves me a little bit. The other one was just a play I went to that was written by his daughter, Kate, about Heidegger and Kate I haven't met, but I will meet after this. Well, I have met her actually. I don't know if she remembers, but she wasn't very old then. And it was a play about Heidegger and Hannah Arendt. And I remember Jerry sitting in the last row of the theater, and he was just beaming. He was so happy to be at this play. I have this image of him just looking completely happy. The other time was a sailing story, as a few people have told. I'm definitely not a sailor, but somehow Jerry convinced me and another sadly departed friend from here, Brian Loewer, to go on a sailing trip with Jerry from Massachusetts down to New York. So we agreed to go, and I think Jerry knew that we were completely incompetent as sailors. In fact, if he had asked Bob, there's Bob back there, Bob would have told him just how incompetent I am by having caused Bob to lose a race in the one other time I was on a boat. Anyway, so we went sailing, and as a number of people said, the trip was great because we talked philosophy the whole time. In fact, what we talked about a lot of this time was trying to understand Brian's conception of sort of narrow content and how that connected up with Jerry's views. It was a philosophically very wonderful and enlightening time. And Jerry also, at that time, looked completely happy. I remember seeing him, I can imagine, bring him to my mind, sitting, guiding the boat, and just beaming with happiness in the wind. It was very nice. But then it started raining. And Jerry thought we should dock someplace in Connecticut for the night. And we were talking at that point about connectionism, which Jerry had taken a great dislike, of course. And we got into a big argument about it. And then Jerry told Brian and me to go to the end of the dock. We put the boat in sort of next to the dock. It was raining so hard we couldn't see what we were doing. We went to the Brian and I went to the dock. We were supposed to wait for Jerry while he did something to the boat, but Jerry didn't come for a while. And so Brian went back to see what was with Jerry, and then he ran back to me saying, "Help, help, we have to help Jerry." And it turned out that Jerry had taken a misstep from the boat, and it landed into the Long Island Sound. And so there was Jerry in the Sound, sort of trying to swim or move around. He was fully clothed, and it was raining very hard, and he was very wet, and he was pretty big. And I remember Brian and I trying to get him onto the dock, which we did. We got him onto the dock, and before even drying off, Jerry said, "And furthermore," very nice Jerry, and I'm very happy. With him.